Aw man, you are so busted. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrity drug busts. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the most outrageous or shocking celebrity drug busts in history. And trust us, there have been a lot.
Give it back to me. Let me hold it. I won't smoke it, I promise. I know the people watching at home.
In order to be eligible, the celeb must have been charged or faced prison time for attempting to buy drugs, having drugs in their possession, or for being under the influence. Number 10. Lindsay Lohan.
Hey.
I've been looking for you everywhere.
Me too.
It's no secret that Lindsay Lohan has suffered some personal and professional problems stemming from her drug and alcohol abuse. In May of 2007, she was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol and eventually lost her role in Poor Things. However, less than 2 weeks out of rehab, she was again arrested for driving under the influence, driving with a suspended license, and possession of cocaine. In August, she pleaded guilty to misdemeanor cocaine use and was sentenced to community service, 3 years probation, and 1 day in jail, of which she served just 84 minutes due to overcrowding and the nonviolent nature of her crime. Number 9. Nelly. This St. Louis rapper, responsible for hits like Ride With Me and Hot in Here, faced quite a dilemma in April 2015 when his tour bus was stopped for sticker-related offenses. State troopers inspected the bus and allegedly found methamphetamines, marijuana, and handguns. Nelly was subsequently charged with felony possession of drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of marijuana. However, the felony charges were eventually dropped after authorities discovered it wasn't actually meth in the baggie. Nelly pled guilty to the misdemeanor charges of possession of marijuana and paraphernalia and was sentenced to 11 months of probation. Number 8. Tatum O'Neal. Tatum O'Neal is renowned as the youngest person to ever win an Academy Award, doing so at the age of 10 for her performance in Paper Moon.
I want my $200.
Unfortunately, this claim to fame didn't do her any good when she was caught buying crack near her New York apartment in 2008. Noticing the transaction, police approached O'Neal, who allegedly told them she was researching a role. When they found the bag of crack, another bag of powder cocaine, and an unused pipe in her possession, however, she broke down in tears. She was subsequently charged with possession of a controlled substance. Number 7. Paul McCartney. The Beatles had a long and storied history of drug use, but they allegedly didn't smoke pot until Bob Dylan introduced them to it in 1964. Apparently, Paul quite liked it, and soon enough, the drug busts began. In 1972, Swedish police fined him 1,000 pounds for possession. He was arrested again in 1975 in Los Angeles and was detained and then deported from Japan in 1980 when customs found a staggering 200 grams of weed in his luggage. Perhaps the most notable story is when Scottish police found pot plants on his farm in 1973, which led to an illegal cultivation charge and repeated visa denials from the American government. Number 6. Snoop Dogg.
Turn it up a little. I got a living room full of fine dime bristles.
Mr. Dogg's rap sheet is quite substantial, beginning fresh out of high school when he was busted for cocaine. The possession charges would continue for years, including ones in 1998, 2001, 2010, and 2012. Arguably, the biggest bust came in October 2006, when he was arrested on suspicion of transporting marijuana.
Pop it like it's hard. When the pigs try to get at you, park it like it's hard. Park it like it's hard.
This led police to search his car and his house a month later, during which they discovered a gun. Snoop was subsequently charged with possession of a firearm and drugs by a convicted felon. He received a 3-year suspended sentence, 5 years probation, and ordered to perform 800 hours of community service. Number 5. Johnny Cash.
But I remember everything.
If you've seen Walk the Line, you already know about Cash's struggles with drug addiction and his resulting arrest at a Texas airport in 1965. Narcotics officers believed that Cash was smuggling heroin into the country from Mexico. After they pulled him over, searched, and questioned him, they instead found a staggering 688 pills of dexedrine, a type of amphetamine, and 475 capsules of Equinil, a sedative, stashed inside his guitar case. He subsequently received a suspended sentence because the pills were prescription drugs rather than illegal narcotics. Number 4. Bobby Brown. Brown has had a fairly successful career, serving as one of the frontmen of the R&B group New Edition, before going solo and giving us hits like Every Little Step. Unfortunately, he's also battled severe substance abuse problems throughout his life, resulting in numerous legal issues and possession charges. Arguably the worst of the bunch came in 2002, when he was arrested for speeding, driving without a license, and possession of marijuana. After posting bond, he was released from prison, but immediately transferred to another county's jail due to outstanding warrants on a previous DUI arrest. Number 3. DMX.
Someone else, and we all thought you loved yourself, but that couldn't have been the issue.
DMX has been arrested many times, including numerous drug possession charges between 2000 and 2015. One of the most notable arrests was in 2008, when he was nabbed in a narcotics sting operation after attempting to buy coke and pot from an undercover officer. After allegedly asking for 30 powder and 15 weed, he was taken to jail. This was a few days after he was charged for driving without a license, and after having pleaded not guilty just a month earlier to possession and animal cruelty charges. This time, he pled guilty and was sentenced to about 3 months of prison time. Number 2. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne found himself in a little bit of trouble in January 2008, when his tour bus was stopped by Border Patrol agents. He's never shied away from referencing drugs in his music, and K9 soon discovered that he lives up to his reputation.
Light it up, that smoke and mirrors.
On the bus, officers discovered 105 grams of marijuana, 41 grams of ecstasy, roughly 29 grams of cocaine, and a handgun. You know, just for good measure. The contraband earned him 4 felony counts, including possession of a narcotic drug for sale and misconduct involving weapons. He eventually received 36 months probation in exchange for pleading guilty to the dangerous drug possession charge. Before we look at the biggest drug bust, here are some honorable mentions.
You never told me about a job interview.
Tim, do you ever listen to me? It was the last thing that I said in bed to you last night.
No, I believe, if you recall, the last thing you said to me in bed last night was, no!
We disagree about, what approach we want to take to the kind of people we are. We disagree on very basic levels, but I think he's one of the best musicians and singer-songwriters in America.
Pop, pop, it's showtime. Showtime, showtime, showtime. Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Downtown. Oh, they don't know. Downtown. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Showed up wearing Cuban links.
Number 1. Robert Downey Jr.
Though he became clean and sober, Robert still bears some scars, but most feel he wears them well.
While Downey may now be one of Hollywood's biggest leading men, there was a time when studios wanted absolutely nothing to do with him due to his rampant drug use. Some of the major charges he incurred include the following. In April 1996, he was arrested for possession of cocaine, heroin, and an unloaded handgun. In 2000, police arrested Downey in a hotel room with cocaine and Valium. Then, in April 2001, he was found wandering barefoot with cocaine in his system and arrested on suspicion of being under the influence, leading his wife to leave him and to his termination from Ally McBeal. It was after this arrest that Downey decided to get himself clean.
And I just wondered whether, you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
Okay,
that's okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.